My wife and I moved to England about 3 years ago for a couple of reasons. One of them was to look after my father, who's pretty elderly. The other one is to build a house. Now, a big topic in the UK is healthcare and the cost of elderly care. One idea, which I don't like, is like when my parents die, a chunk of it would go to be ring fenced for elderly care. Of course, I'm not a fan of that because, we're not relying on the state. So why would a chunk of our family estate go to the state for this thing? Now, let me propose a system which I think is far better, and that's the one from Singapore. We lived in Singapore before moving out here, and in Singapore there's a system called Medisave, and the idea with Medisave is that you compulsorily save into this pot. It's like a bank account. You can see it, and it earns interest. So it incentivizes you to save, and in that pot, you spend it on healthcare services, right? You can choose where to spend that money. You might want to upgrade your hotel room, or you might not, right? You choose. So you visibly know what you're spending money on. Like here in the NHS, you don't know how much does a hip operation cost? How much does things really cost? You don't know, because it's all invisible to you. It's just you pay for it through your taxes, and you don't know actually how it's allocated. This is a major problem, and Medisave makes it visible, so you know what you spend your money on, which I think is much, much better. And yeah, that Medisave account is not just for you, it is actually a family asset, so that you could spend money out of your Medisave pot for your wife or your child or your parent. So that's all I want UK NHS reform to be about. I just want it to be more transparent, more visible of what things are being spent on. And I want people to take personal responsibility. Because if they think they can't save a lot on their Medisave, then maybe they should be leading healthier lives, right? Anything to add, Ruth?
Yeah, it's just that thing of personal responsibility where as much as possible you're not relying on others for taking care of yourself. If possible, rely on yourself first, then rely on family, and then last rely on the government.
Yeah, and that's not to say that if you don't save, one criticism of Medisave might be like, oh, what happens if you don't have a good job, or you're a low wage worker and you can't save, or something like that. There are safety nets in Singapore for those cases, like for basic services. Though for most people, you want to aggressively save into your Medisave and enjoy really good healthcare services in Singapore.
Oh, and you can use part of your Medisave to partially fund private healthcare insurance.
And insurances, yeah.
About half of your private insurance bill can be maybe not half, maybe about a third can be funded by your Medisave, and then the rest you top up in cash.
And more importantly, it creates an ecosystem where you have choice, and healthcare services are competitive. We don't have competition in the UK. Why? Because everything's government run. It's really poor. Thanks.